Yo, what's going on, y'all? You already know what time it is, man. By today's title and thumbnail, y'all already know what to expect with today's video. I don't think I got to say too much, man, but let me tell y'all something, right? I just want to give a huge appreciation. My bad, I got to get the headphones right now. I got to put them on, you know what I'm saying, so we can get lit. But I want to give a huge appreciation to the people who've honestly been showing me some love, support, and just genuine happiness. You get what I'm saying? I'm just glad I'm able to share this moment with a lot of y'all. And I also want to just give a huge shout out to his name was Thor, Thorosthor, Thor. He said, "You new to this, so I'll cut you some slack, but Giants are 100% real. Stop being ignorant and research. Wake up, don't be half awake, go full throttle, then you can truly call yourself a truther." You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I want to give him a special shout out is because I always tell y'all to give me constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? Don't be upset or feel like I'm gonna block you or ban you or whatever it is. Like, if you give me constructive criticism like this guy here, it is genuinely appreciated because it makes me somewhat a better person for y'all, influencing and entertaining you guys at the exact same time I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give a genuine thanks to him for giving me some constructive criticism and letting me know, you know, I'm not one of these influencers who just always want to be right and feel like I do everything right, because I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm far from perfect. But if any of y'all notice anything, I just seen somebody comment on the video I had today and what they were just saying, like, I can make my screen a lot more smaller, you know, and kind of like, I guess they said my do-rag, because sometimes it's getting a little too distracting and it's moving too much, it's messing with their eyes, so sometimes they can't really watch it. So y'all let me know if my do-rag is kind of is somewhat annoying y'all, to why like sometimes y'all don't watch if it's messing up or anything like that. Y'all just let me know, please, because it genuinely helped me out so I can know like just different things to do. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, man, let's go and get into today's video reaction. Obviously, by the title and thumbnail, like I told y'all, you already know what to expect, man. Today is another crazy lit reaction videos of just TikToks and things that's going to change your entire reality and possibly the way you think. You know what I'm saying? So make sure if you enjoy this video that you give this video a huge thumbs up, man. Hit that thumbs up button 10,000 times, man. Let's get up to 10,000 likes. It would be genuinely appreciated, man. And if y'all want to see me in the videos, that would be highly appreciated as well, man. Click that link below in the Discord and let's get it and let's go.
Real proof the Mandela effect is real and how you can be affected by it. And the Mandela effect is when a large amount of people remember something that never happened. What if I told you the Monopoly man never had a glass eye? And the same mirror on the wall was always magic mirror this whole time. Now I only showed y'all 2 small examples, but there's a bunch more. Now there's something called the multiverse theory that explains why our reality keeps changing. People are not misremembering, we just got combined with a different reality. But how can different realities possibly merge? Shouldn't that shit be like impossible? Well, because of this machine called CERN, it's actually very possible. This machine is so powerful that some even believe it can cause a black hole on Earth. And I ain't gonna lie, this much power would explain a lot.
A black hole?
And most scientists believe that what enters a black hole never comes out, but some think they may be a gateway to other universes.
Another theory is that we're living in a simulation similar to the Matrix, and every Mandela effect is an error made by the people controlling it. Comment which theory makes the most sense to you and follow me so you don't miss the next video.
So the theories that make sense to me is definitely the 007 one and the universes, different realms colliding. You know, I do talk to y'all a lot about that it just seems like it's way more to the world than what they're telling us, and it's just what a coincidence that it's so much like sci-fi suspense movies that's revolving around different realms. You know what I'm saying? So I personally don't feel like that they're just constantly putting something in our eyes that they haven't already decided to do research on their own. Think about it. It's zombie movies that's out here in the world, and that made scientists want to really study if zombies could really be a thing. And then they start coming out with these zombie-like viruses, zombie-like. That is the headline for the most dangerous type of things that can come. I try to watch what I say because YouTube will definitely try to demonetize certain things like this. But if you notice, like I said, with the news, they be like, zombie-like any type of not just diseases, but zombie-like flus going around and just things like that, like that you can catch like a cough. You get what I'm saying? So they do things and they say things like that because they honestly fact shaded by what's been produced and pushed out into the media. So I wouldn't be surprised if scientists and a lot of folks already try to discover if there's different realms and things like that, but don't want to confirm it, you know. But the only thing that we really have is our temple. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we dream at night, and that can be somewhat of getting close to the second realm. What y'all think? And y'all let me know down below as well. Has there been any Mandela effect things that have happened throughout your life that you just knew happened, but you woke up one day and you like, nah, this couldn't have been true? You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know down below.
Now, you said something on social media the other day that outer space is the ocean.
Right.
Explain that.
I can't do it.
You can't explain it?
I can explain it, but I don't want to explain it on camera.
Is it one of those things where it's just like, we don't know what's up there and we don't know what's down there?
Kinda.
The ocean is the new outer space.
Straight up.
It is?
Yeah, you know these
Straight
guys
up.
who died, they were explorers like Christopher Columbus and all that.
Christopher Columbus was a colonizer. He explored around the world, but definitely colonized. Okay, it's honestly truth, especially what he did to my people and a lot of Native Americans that was in the States. You know, I mean, that's the reason of Thanksgiving. A lot of you all can honestly do your research on your own and learn how Thanksgiving came about when Christopher Columbus settled and they finally took over majority of what they wanted to take over within the Americas. When they settled, they had a feast. And they had a feast, and while they had the feast, they had burning dead bodies. They had them hanging, and they had them catering to them like, hey, toast, we just took over this land. Like, that's the history behind Thanksgiving.
And they do have life forms under the ocean right now in the trenches that we are yet to see. We haven't seen near some of the life forms that have been out there. Your blood has the flora and the fauna of the land in it. It means that the DNA of all the life forms on the land is in your DNA because you've been here for 20, 30,000 years. They can't say the same thing.
Man, they trying to hide some stuff from us, y'all. It's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of people, man. Y'all better get right with the Most High God.
Amateur archaeologist says he's discovered the ruins of an ancient civilization off the coast of St. Bernard Parish.
He claims there are large mounds underwater that may have once been the site of a lost city thousands of years ago.
What?
Paul Murphy reports local fishermen have long talked about strange and unexplained things happening in that area.
Wow. This is pretty crazy.
The Chandeleur Islands are a chain of uninhabited barrier islands located in the Gulf of Mexico, 50 miles east of New Orleans. But 12,000 years ago, before a dramatic sea level rise at the end of the last ice age, this area may have been dry land.
3 different search areas.
Retired architect and amateur archaeologist George Gillet believes the site, now underwater, was once home to an ancient civilization. He dubbed the city Crescentus.
What's down there is hundreds of buildings that are covered with sand and silt and that are geographically related to the Great Pyramid of Giza.
What?
Giza is a city in northern Egypt where ancient pyramids and the Sphinx are located. Gillet claims to have found mysterious mounds of granite under Chandeleur Sound. Granite is not native to Louisiana or Mississippi.
Somebody floated a billion stones down the Mississippi River and then assembled them outside of what would later become New Orleans.
Gillet has spent nearly 50 years studying the site. He produced underwater sonar images of what he claims are remnants of major buildings, including a large pyramid.
Which produces an electromagnetic energy that's incredible. And it is apparently 280 feet tall.
St. Bernard Parish shrimper Ricky Robin says he's experienced the energy firsthand. Robin claims the compass on his boat spun completely around near the area where Gillet pinpointed the tip of the pyramid. And that's not all.
Everything will go out on your boat, all your electronics, like if you was in the Bermuda Triangle.
Right.
See, that's exactly what we got here. It's actually right here.
Robin took Gillet on 4 excursions to the site. He says for years, local fishermen have talked about catching strange square rocks in their nets near the Chandeleur Islands.
I thought it was, I figured right away that's pieces of the pyramid, you know? And because right around where that compass spun.
There are other theories about the rocks. One study by Texas A&M in the late 1980s suggests the masses are from shipwrecks or piles of ballast stones from Spanish or French vessels. The stones may have been dumped overboard to lighten the weight of ships stuck on sandbars or entering shallower waters en route to New Orleans. Gillet said some of the artifacts collected at the site tell a different story.
This is architecture. This is not ballast. This is a piece of architecture that's set like this. This is the outer surface, and this was a rain gutter.
People who believe in the granite mounds say that there is enough proof that something is out there in the water, but how it got built, by who and why are still a mystery that in some respects is beyond explanation.
The older people, yeah, we've seen a lot of things, yeah. There's possibility. It could be God knows what.
All I know is that somebody built a city 12,000 years ago, stuck out in Chandeleur. Whether or not they had somebody on their shoulder who flew in with a UFO, I don't know. All I know is that they left a whole bunch of granite rocks out there.
Wow, in New Orleans. Why are my New Orleans people out there?
The site 44 times. He hopes future dives, modern sonar technology, and satellite imaging will help him unlock some of the secrets now trapped below 300 feet of silt, sand, and water in Chandeleur Sound. Paul Murphy, Eyewitness News.
A former LSU archaeology professor commented on the findings in an article 10 years ago in the Advocate paper. He said that rather than something mystical, the site might be an attempt to create an artificial reef in the 1940s by dumping barge loads of building materials in the water. The professor declined to be interviewed for our story.
Wow. Humanity is starting to uncover itself. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed like a lot of things within the world has started to uncover itself. It's almost like things done in the dark will potentially come to light. They can't hide it forever, man. But I personally feel like that these pyramids have to be related to one another some way, somehow, especially for it to have some type of electronic magnetic energy. Like people were saying, when we drive over this particular area that is considered the top of this pyramid, that it goes crazy. And yeah, I remember the other reaction I did when I showed y'all that there has been proof that there's electricity within trees. A guy literally recorded raw footage. Like, there's electricity running through this tree right now. There's voltage in this tree. That is wild, man. But it really seemed like we really don't have to wait for the world anymore. The world is catching up itself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely need to tap into ancient wisdom and start learning a lot about just these times. Now let me know y'all honest thoughts and opinions on this down below.
When it comes to this video, Madeline turned him every which way but loose. Let's see.
I made a video talking about how, as an American, if I want to be on the right side of history, 99% of the time, the easiest way to do this is just to not agree with anything the United States government is telling me. If the United States tells me a country's my enemy, it's probably not. If the United States tells me somebody's my ally, they're probably up to no good. This is the simplest shortcut to having a pretty good opinion about foreign policy that you as an American can take if you don't have time to research things. Fortunately, I do have time to research things. And that is why when this person said, if you don't like it here, you should try going to North Korea, Iran, or Afghanistan, I had to laugh. These are hilarious examples of other countries to choose, and I will explain why. First of all, North Korea, I as an American am not allowed to visit. I think I spent a lot of my childhood assuming this was because North Korea didn't want people going there and seeing what was going on. Actually, people from other countries can and do visit North Korea, but you know who's not allowed to visit North Korea? Americans. And it's not because North Korea won't allow us, but our own government will not allow us. Instead, they're content to make sure anything we think we know about the region comes from one source, primarily Radio Free Asia, a fake news source started by the CIA with the expressed goal of being anti-communist propaganda. Any weird story you've heard about North Korea, like that everybody there has to get the same haircuts? Yeah, that probably came from Radio Free Asia, which to this day is funded entirely by the United States government. So, babe, I cannot go to North Korea because the United States will not allow me, because they do not want Americans to see the disconnect between the propaganda machine that they have created, telling you things about North Korea, and what actually happens in North Korea. The second example, Iran, is somehow even more perplexing for you to bring up, because if you know anything, you know that the democratically elected prime minister of Iran was overthrown in a violent coup by the U.S. government. Why? Because he was going to nationalize the oil fields in American business. So instead, we overthrew him and installed A right-wing dictatorship that was sympathetic to American interests. A puppet government, if you will, that so violated and infuriated the Iranian people that they overthrew our puppet government, dispelled all of the Americans, and put in instead a reactionary government whose main goal was to oppose U.S. intervention in any capacity. Everything you don't like about Iran, babe, you don't like because the United States government did it. That's right. My country, the United States, destabilized all of Iran for decades, dismantling their democracy because their democratic voting process led to a result that was not favorable to us. Not exactly the most ethical course of action, if you ask me. And last, Afghanistan. I can only assume you must be extremely young to include Afghanistan on this list, because if you have been alive for nearly as long as I have, I am 37 years old, the United States efforts in your lifetime to destabilize Afghanistan. The CIA was so heavily involved in Afghanistan, funding and training covert terrorist organizations there to fight against communism in the region, that we actually kind of created a big problem for ourselves. What was it? Say it with me. The Taliban and Osama bin Laden. Yes, all of that came from CIA funding in Afghanistan. Then our government proceeded to bomb the shit out of Afghanistan in the wars that followed 9/11. We didn't like what we had created, I guess, displacing nearly 6 million people in Afghanistan. So everything you don't like about Afghanistan right now, yeah, that's directly the result also of the United States. This is what I mean when I say, if you want to know what opinion you should take about foreign policy as an American to be on the right side of history, USA bad is the opinion that will get you to the right place 99% of the time.
Moral of the story, we not welcome over there.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest though. To keep it a stack, right? I'm not going to say that I agree with every single thing that she was saying, but I definitely agree with her by saying that a lot of the times if U.S. try to say that somebody is our enemy, 9 times out of 10 we are their enemy, and it's something that we've done to them to why they don't like us, you know. But the whole thing about North Korea, fam, I didn't talk to people from South Korea, and they've told me that that is exactly how North Korea. Right now, there's a guy who crossed over from. He was in the military in South Korea, and he was in jail. They released him. He was supposed to go back to America to serve his time. He escaped and crossed the bridge onto North Korea. Y'all please tell me, have y'all heard anything of this man since? I don't think I heard anything. I don't even know if they returned him. They might be freaking dissecting this dude and figure him out as far as like, how did this man body function work? Ain't no telling what's going on. Also, they are limited to the amount of time of technology. Internet, they only have specific websites that they can visit on. Like, they can't draw their leader. Like, it's a lot of things outside of just what the media portrays that he actually admitted himself, and his entire family tree have admitted. They've went onto podiums and spoke of just certain things that are not allowed within them people, you know. But I've heard and seen a lot of things, just even firsthand, with folks who was from South Korea who let me know about family that they've heard that they've had in North Korea that they cannot see. You know, like they don't even get to have the little buses that come over where people can visit, and because they know what's going to happen if you cross that border. If it's people who crosses the border from North Korea to try to go through South Korea, that they've reported and recorded that they have got KIA'd. Like, yeah, I know what KIA mean. I can't really say the word because it's not YouTube friendly, but y'all understand what I'm saying, man. Basically, what she was saying in all was genuinely true. You know, if America is saying that they are our enemies, then they're really supposed to be our allies, but it's something that we did. But if somebody are allies, there's a reason they are allies, because it's something possibly we did, and they can potentially really be our enemies. So it's like birds of a feather flock together is basically what she's trying to say, the moral of the entire story. You know, it's the same thing with friendships, you know, but I think there's a lot, and I do potentially would love to move out of America someday, you know, hopefully Dubai. I know a lot of y'all might say, Dubai, man. I have friends out there right now, and they say they love it, and I wouldn't mind living out there for probably like 4 or 5 years just to see where it would take my business respectfully.
You guys ever seen a rocket get taken out by a UFO?
Oh,
I saw that. That's why they tell you they don't exist, right? They tell you they don't exist.
Is this from a movie?
If y'all know about this for real,
that's crazy.
UFOs are the reason why we are still alive. You know what I'm saying? Because they have infiltrated a bunch of the government's plans in order to, you know. All right. But check this out. This is very interesting right here. Y'all saw that?
What?
Like, share, and follow.
Nah, that gotta be a movie. That gotta be some type of movie. Cause I haven't seen anything that he was talking about, like, at least showcase on the internet as far as virality. So y'all let me know if this is valid or not. Cause I didn't see. I'm positive. Unless they just trying to hide it from us like that, for real, then they doing one hell of a job. But other than that, I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel on this.
Proof that spirits are real.
Y'all gotta watch this.
Say it again.
Y'all gotta watch this.
Prove that you're here.
Look at this.
Why do you keep turning off the TV?
Look at this entity.
Ooh, they just gave me chills. I ain't gonna lie, they just gave me chills. Ooh, I got chills now. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
it's just down here.
Goosebumps.
Look at that.
Unless that's like an automatic.
This is the most active during the day that I've. There goes the Xbox too.
These folks got an automatic. You can see it's plugged. They have an automatic rocker on the chair. Look, you can literally see it. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
You hear that?
Oh, I'm not liking
Watch
this.
this. Watch this.
Oh wow. Wait. I swear I can see. Ooh, stop it.
What the fuck?
I'm not liking that.
Yeah, this is an edit.
Hun,
This is an
let's
edit.
go to dinner or something for.
Yeah, this is an edit. I wish let me try to show you. I'm gonna mute it because I don't know if it's gonna copyright me or not. Hopefully it don't. Sometime YouTube copyright me. So I'm gonna show y'all where the charger is at, where it's plugged into. You know, I'm gonna call out some stuff when it's fake. Dude just have a button, or a wife or something have something to where it could turn on the rocker, because there are automatic rocking chairs. You can literally look them up and look at how they house look. Come on now, look at the refrigerator. Like, it's an all white advanced refrigerator. Like, come on. You could tell by their home architecture that it is honestly like advanced. Okay. Soon as it comes. Hold on, I'm finna go back. Right here. Beam. There it go. You can see the wires going into the actual chair so it can turn on for the rockingness, you know. So it is what it is. They tried to deceive me. Ain't gonna give me this time, my guy. No. Wow. I don't need to play. Let me see. Wow. Human slave skin wallet. What? Slave hair for a seat cushion. Bro, they used to treat us like complete animals. Like, that is sad, man. Yo, to even look at this clip, honestly, like, it hurts my stomach, man. When people be talking about some old hoods, the people who got treated the most crazy like animals, fam, they literally treated us like animals. They literally used our skin to make boots. It's right here, slave skin boots. They use our hair to make pillows and cushions like we're sheep, because our hair is like sheep. You know what I'm saying? When it get all curly and things like that. And what was the other stuff? They had actual shoes, bro. Human skin heels made out of human skin, G. Like, they made slave skin wallets, bro. They literally used our skin, cleaned it, and made a wallet. Like, we're honestly humans. I mean, like we're honestly animals. That is crazy. Look at this. Skin shoes worn by governor. Look at this stuff, bro. Skin shoes. That is crazy. That is wild, y'all. Like, why not? That is sad, man. Just to know. That's what I be telling y'all. Like, y'all need to do y'all research on these masters. especially King Leopold. Like, this the type of stuff that he would do. Whoa, hold on. What do y'all think? I don't want to say too much because I don't want to tell y'all where my mind is at right now with this. What do y'all think they were trying to say on this right here? Y'all got to let me know. Genuinely, what do y'all think they're trying to say with this one? Like, y'all done seen it. You can replay it if you want to, but let me know down below. Right answer might win the prize.
We're doing right now.
You ever met a clone?
This is a
Have I met a clone? Yeah, I think I met some clones before.
See?
Really?
So there's clones amongst us. See?
Really?
So there's clones amongst us. See?
Really?
So there's clones amongst us.
Wiz Khalifa's clone, ladies and gentlemen.
The new single is out right now. Make sure you get it. You can hit it on iTunes.
Yeah, get Khalifa,
and all that other stuff.
get Rude Awakening. Man, get Gucci Cologne.
No, right. Not the Gucci Cologne, Gucci Clone.
Man.
Out of the body when you're dreaming at night. So when you sleep for 7 or 8 hours, you're going to spend 3 hours. This is medical studies now. This is hard no science now. We've known this since the 1950s when we discovered the 4 brainwaves. You spend 3 hours out of the body into the 5th dimension. The question is, where do you go? Most people, because they don't know what they're doing, or because they're arguing with their wife, or they're worrying about problems, or because they had too many drugs, they go to the lower astral plane. That's a very bad neighborhood. Like hell? Well, except you can get out of it. Okay. Yeah. So it's like purgatory. Okay? Purgatory, okay. Whereas if you use the techniques I described in psychic protection techniques and more positive things, you can leave through the crown chakra, not through the 3rd chakra, which will take you to the lower astral. If you go to the crown chakra, which is where you want to go, now you go to the upper astral plane or the causal, mental, etheric, or even soul plane. Those are all positive dimensions. Okay. The only 2 negative dimensions are the lower astral plane and this one. We have a lot of problems here. But the other dimensions are all positive. And each dimension has a sound and certain characteristics that are relevant to it. For example, if you're out of the body and you hear the roar of the sea, you're on the astral plane. If you hear the tinkling of bells like in a New Age bookstore, now you're on the causal plane where the Akashic records are stored. If you hear the sound of running water, you're on the mental plane. And if you hear the buzzing of bees, you're on the etheric plane. Or if you hear the sound of a flute, you're on the soul plane.
Okay.
These women say they have lived through something terrible. To show us, they took us to the cemetery in their village. Next to well-kept graves, a group of others, where the grass has grown wild.
This is a grave of one of the Japanese children.
According to these women, these are the graves of the babies they had with Japanese men. Babies who were systematically killed after they were born. Even points out the grave of her baby.
The Japanese doctor took my child and went over there with his doctor friends. I stayed outside. They talked to each other, and when they came out, we got in the car and left. And my baby died.
We spent the night with our baby. He was fine. In the morning, I left him with his Japanese father. I went to get water. When I got back, the baby was weak. We went to the hospital and the baby got weaker and died. I had 8 children who were still alive. Only my Japanese child died.
I had a baby with a Japanese man who died. I've had 7 since and they're all alive.
I had 1 Japanese baby who died. The other 7 children lived.
Was it infanticide? Perhaps. But 29-year-old Nana was born in the same era from a Congolese mother and a Japanese father. Today, she calls herself a survivor.
We lived in the bush because our grandparents told us that if we stayed in the city, we'd be killed. We left for the bush to hide with our grandparents.
This region is overflowing in minerals. Each day, trucks by the hundreds take their cargo of copper and cobalt to South Africa, destined for Chinese markets. Nana is single, and she has a child to feed, so she needs money. She sells her charms to the truck drivers who pass through. But Nana isn't only looking for cash. She's also looking for the truth about her history. And so she talks to her father's old colleagues, like this retired miner.
I was with a Japanese man named Nakangawara, and he said to me, when we Japanese were with you Congolese, when our wives brought a child into the world, he said we should leave it because it wasn't right. We should kill it. And that's because where we come from in Japan, our constitution does not allow us to have children from other races to bring back to the country. And that's why we have to kill them before we leave. I saw 4 or 5 bodies of babies who were killed. Their mothers were crying, and they went to bury them.
Copper and cobalt. This is what has always attracted foreigners to the province of Katanga. Today, it's the Chinese who run the furnaces where the minerals are processed. But in the 1970s, it was the Japanese who had the biggest operations here. Over a 10-year period, more than 1,000 Japanese men worked here. The men came alone, without their families. The mixed-race Japanese children have formed an association. There are 50 of them today who call themselves survivors.
Fever and typhoid.
They meet in this pharmacy.
Everyone wants to have their own identity recognized, but when we go to the hospital where we were born, they tell us that they don't have any record of our birth. There's no trace. They killed the babies at the hospital. It was easy to do it there.
Man, for real.
So our grandparents never took us to the hospital. And that's why we were able to escape. That's why we were able to survive.
As a national representative, I've already asked the National Assembly for an investigation. Personally, I do not have the ability to be able to find a truce in this affair, so I have requested a parliamentary commission to investigate the issue.
But no commission has been put in place. In the village where the old miners live, you hear the stories. This blind man used to be a nurse at the mining hospital.
We saw the mortality rate went up and we asked why. Some people said that the Japanese didn't want to leave their mixed children here. So they were suspected of poisoning them.
Were these the same men who killed their children before they left? The testimonies are overwhelming, but Nana and the other inhabitants of this region fight to survive. They have neither the time nor the means to shed light on the mysterious deaths of these children in Congo more than 30 years ago.
Wow, that is honestly sad, man. It's so messed up because for a country that has so much wealth within the roots, that is a country that they consider the most poverty driven, the most third world country. And it was just sad to know that things like this happen to these folks, that a continent is not ran by its own people. Oh, the Asians or certain, descents was running these $1 million companies in Africa right now when Africans were only working it, enslaving the jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like it at least from what this was teaching me, which is I hope things of course change now, but it was just crazy to see like that he was saying for thousands of years that this was ruled by these people and they were having babies with these folks because that's who was there, and they was killing the babies because they knew they wasn't supposed to have babies with them. That is honestly history, y'all. Sad history. Yeah, I call this one a wrap, really. I mean, I feel like it's a wrap. Like, we've been watching something for a minute. Hopefully y'all made it to the end of the video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Y'all honestly intrigued on what went on, and you learned something new. More importantly, like I tell y'all, I'm learning stuff new at the end of the day. I'm not a teacher. I'm a learner. Okay, so let's get that right. You get what I'm saying? But make sure if y'all enjoyed this video that you give it a huge thumbs up before you leave, and comment 10 blue hearts down below so I know you made it to the end. Let's get it. Let's go.